Good Wednesday morning. This is 106.1 KYVZ. Joe Vazurek visiting with Ag meteorologist Chris Schromick at Decision Weather and WeatherValet. Chris, some precipitation fell across the area last night.
Yeah, Joe, we had a lot of precipitation that was out to the west in Colorado, and then it worked its way pretty much to the Nebraska line. It kind of snuck itself up there in that Benkelman area, Imperial, and up in there, and really had some put heavy rain during the yesterday evening and overnight. Up there was some 1, 2, 3 inch amounts of rain. He snuck along the Kansas-Nebraska border. During overnight hours, we saw some stuff come from the south and west. Most of that heavier activity remained out of the Three Corners tri-state area, but you got in there to northern Cheyenne, northwestern Rawlins County. You could have picked up anywhere from 30 points to a half inch up to an inch of moisture. Work your way into the Atwood area, north and east towards Herndon. And to the north and west, you got anywhere from 20, 30 points, tenth of an inch of moisture. And then that's kind of what we saw most generally up along and north of Highway 36 until you got over into northeastern Kansas and a line from Dodge City to Manhattan where you saw anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rainfall. And that's the areas where we continue to have the heavier rains. And that's the area where they're trying to been harvesting the last 10 days and not able to really get out there in the fields and get much done. So we are sitting at about 20% of our harvest completed, which is well behind the 50% from last year and the 30% average. And that's mostly due to that heavier rain in those areas. Now that we've had drier conditions the last several days in the southwest and the southeast, we should start to see more and more harvests move on. And now that we've got 3,000 growing degree numbers in all of our counties except for Sherman and Cheyenne, that means the wheat is getting ripe and ready to go across the entire state. And as drier weather and this hit and miss rain continue, then the rest of this week and through the 4th of July, we should start to see combines get out there and more of that cut. What we got going on out there this morning, we got warm front is sitting along that Kansas-Nebraska border. We got the potential for some heavier rains this afternoon and evening with low pressure sitting over northeast Colorado and southwest Nebraska. And that looks like it'll be mostly north and west of the line from Hill City to Tribune. So we got the potential there for the severe storms late this afternoon and evening, more in that area and to the north. And then we got the potential for that heavier rain sitting out there in Yuma, Dundee, Hitchcock County. There are some flash flood watches in Red Willow and Yuma County for that potential of more rain being added into the forecast where we saw those heavier rains last night. Temperature-wise, we're starting out at 65 in Burlington, a little bit of mist and fog out there in Colorado. We got 66 in Goodland, 68 in Oakley, 70 up there in Oberlin, 67 McCook. Again, where it rained yesterday, that's where you got the fog and the higher dew points in the clouds. Where it stayed drier, we're going to see sunshine come out. Temperatures will climb into the middle 80s. Those southwest winds will pick up at 15 to 25 miles per hour, those afternoon and evening storms. We're all going to see disturbances come off the Rockies both tomorrow and Friday. The storm activity tomorrow is probably going to be east of the area from that Norton to Hill City line and eastward. And then it comes back over the area in the Three Corners area and west of Highway 25 for Friday afternoon and evening. So those days we could see some minor threat for severe weather. That would be hail up to 1 inch, maybe a 50, 60 mile, 70 mile an hour wind gusts, and the potential for this rain as Gulf moisture continues to be in place and our dew points are well into the 60s. We'll go high temperature today in the mid 80s, tomorrow the upper 80s, low 90s on Friday. Saturday looks like the dry day with high pressure over the area. Temperatures in the middle 90s, lows in the middle 60s, being in the lower 60s the next 3 nights. And then as we get to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, high pressure bridge moves over the Rockies. Northwest flow comes over the area. Cold fronts, disturbances. There'll be weak scattered storms will continue to come off the front range from a north and west direction. And we'll have rain leading up to the 4th of July. Chances continuing to slow the harvest, keeping things wet. Our temperatures down a bit in those upper 80s and low 90s, which is seasonal for this time of year, and those lows in that 60 to 65 degree range.
Once again, that's Ag meteorologist Chris Schromick at Decision Weather and Atwood, as well as WeatherValet for 106.1 KYVZ. I'm Joe Vazurek.